Dear students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. Myself, Dr. Lalita Polur, working as librarian at Institute of Pharmacy, Nirma University. Today, I am going to talk on a module which is going to deal with networking, concepts, needs and advantages. Communication technology, with its ability to transmit data and information from one location to another. The concepts of information sharing and services brought the computer networks into existence in which we are vastly dependent. ARPANET, that is Advanced Research Project Agency Network, was the first network that used technique of packet switching in 1970. The objectives of this module are like aspects of communication technology, development of computer networks, basic components of computer communication networks, network topologies, need for computer communication networks, services that are offered through computer communication networks. The communication networks are grouped into three categories based on the technology and communication media used by them as mentioned. The number one is like public switch telephone network, short form we can say PSTN. It is managed by common carriers, usually telephone companies, departments, the worldwide. PSTN generally provide two basic services, the normal dial-up connections to the subscribers and permanent leased connection between two subscribers points. The permanent leased connections provide single traceable line between two subscriber points. The leased lines are generally less prone to noise than dial-up lines. The other one is like public data networks. Analogous to the public telephone network, many domestic common carriers provide data communication services via a specialized network called Public Data Network, PDN. Most internet service providers use combination of PDN and PSTN for providing internet connectivity. Integrated Services Digital Networks. ISDN is a network that provides end-to-end digital connectivity to support a wide range of services including voice and non-voice services. Computer networking can be defined as a group of interconnected systems sharing resources and interacting using a shared communication link. Communication networks can be viewed as a collection of nodes with computing resources and nodal switching computers that facilitate communication through a set of transmission links. Users can access the network through PCs and terminals attached to a node, and messages traverse these networks through the switching nodes. Computer communicates using digitized signals instead of electric signals. It requires different transmission facilities than those used for transmitting analog electrical signals. However, a common practice to use conventional telecommunication links for data transmission by converting digital signals into analog signals using a process called modulation, and the device that performs the conversion is called the modem, that is modulator and demodulator. The computer networks can be grouped into four categories based on geographical locations of its computer terminals. Number one, local area network, that is LAN. Number two, wide area network, that is WAN. Number three, metropolitan area network, that is MAN. And number four, gateways. The first one, local area network. In this, interconnection of many computers within a given local area, more often premises of a single organization building. A very high speed of data transmission can be attained within a limited geographic area. LANs are typically configured in a star, bus or ring topology. Low-speed LANs use telephone wires or copper cables. Optic fiber cables are used to achieve high-speed transmission of data. Wide area network is used to interconnect a number of widely dispersed computers in various cities of a country or different countries. These networks use communication media maintained by telegraph or telephone companies. These networks usually have LAN telephone lines, underground coaxial cables, microwave communication, and satellite communications. Metropolitan area network refers to interconnection within geographical limits of a city or town. Gateways consist of software and hardware that are required to interconnect networks amongst them. Gateways contend with any differences in packet sizes, protocols, and addressing methods between the two networks it connects. Gateways are also used to connect LANs to WANs, and WANs in turn can be linked through gateways to create national and international data communication networks. Now, looking into the basic components of computer networks, they are network hardware, transmission media, network operating software. The first one, network hardware. The basic component of computer network hardware is a computer. Computers on a network can be divided into two categories, server and clients or nodes. Server is the computer of higher power and speed. It costs more. To this computer, resources are attached. The clients, also known as nodes access, are the resources which are attached to server. In peer-to-peer computer networks, there are no servers. Transmission media. Communication of data propagation and processing of signals is called transmission. Signals travel from transmitter to receiver via a path. This path is called medium. Medium can be guided or unguided. Guided media, data is sent along a physical pathway, that is cable. There are several types of cables used in network. The type of cable chosen for a network is related to the network's topology, protocol, and size. Different types of cables are coaxial cable, looks like cable that brings the cable TV signal to television. Twisted pair copper wire cable looks like phone cable. Twisted pair cables come in two varieties, shielded and unshielded, and then optic fiber cable. The unguided media, it is the data communication is predominantly sent by radio waves and microwaves. Transmission media, in this again network card. Most important part of connection is the network card. This is the middle part of connection. These cards are 8-bit cards, 16-bit cards, and 32-bit cards. Each card has its own method of sending information through the cable. The most commonly used is Ethernet protocol. A network card is called interface card, network adapter, a NIC, etc. It is a circuit board or chip which allows the computer to communicate to other computers on a network. Modem converts digital signals from the computer into analog signals for transmission and vice versa for reception over a telephone line. Switch. Switches are basically bridges but usually have multiple ports. Switches connect network segments using a table of addresses to determine the segment on which a packet needs to be transmitted. Hub is used to connect multiple computers and devices via a dedicated cable. It is cheap and connections are easy. It generally has 4, 8, 12 or 24 ports. Router is used to connect networks and to determine the optimal path along which the network traffic should be forwarded. There are occasionally gateways. There are other network devices like repeaters, bridges, ports, etc. Now looking into the other basic component of computer networks, network operating software. It is a collection of software and associated protocols that allow a set of autonomous computers which are interconnected by a computer network to be used together in a convenient and cost-effective manner. It is similar to any other operating system like Windows, DOS, etc., except it operates over more than one computer. It controls operation of the network system. It includes who uses it, when they use it, what they have access to, and which network resources are available. At a basic level, the network operating software allows network users to share files and peripherals such as disks and printers. They provide data integrity and security. Examples of network operating softwares are the NetWare, LAN Manager, Solaris, and Windows 2000, etc. The main categories of network software are peer-to-peer software and client-server software. Let us see peer-to-peer software first. In peer-to-peer networking, operating software users can share resources and files located on their computers and can access shared resources on other computers. There is no central server. All computers in the network are equal. They have similar capabilities and resources. Centralized control is impossible in this kind of architecture. The user of each machine is also the machine's administrator. Examples of peer-to-peer network software is Windows 98 environment. Work groups are used for this type of organization. Client-server based software. This software is in two parts. One part, which includes functions and services, resides in one or more exclusive computers. This part is called server. It provides security and access to resources. Another part called client resides on other computers. They access resources on the server. The network operating system allows multiple users to simultaneously share the same resources irrespective of physical location. Examples of server-based networking software are Novel NetWare, Windows NT, Unix, Windows 2000, etc. Client-server based, three-tier. It is where a client's software is split into two parts: browser, that is user interface, thin client, and logic. Thus, two-tier client server becomes three-tier architecture. The logic, which describes how to access and process data, is moved to a new server. This new server is server for thin client. but nothing changes in the server side. Now let us look into the network topology. The network topology defines the relative configuration of different pieces of network equipment like cables, computers, and other peripherals. There are number of network topologies, and a network could be built using multiple topologies. Distinction is to be made between physical topology with respect to layout of the network and logical topology, which defines information circulation at the lowest level, as it is very important to distinguish clearly between these two aspects. There are four main types of topology, that is bus, star, ring, and tree. Let us look into linear bus topology or bus topology. A linear bus topology consists of a main run of cable with a terminator at each end. All nodes, that is file server, workstations, and peripherals, are connected to the linear cable. The advantages of linear bus topology are: it is easy to connect a computer or peripheral to a linear bus. It requires less cable length than a star topology. Disadvantages are: entire network shuts down if there is a break in the main cable. Terminators are required at both ends of the backbone cable. Difficult to identify the problem if the entire network shuts down. Not meant to be used as a standalone solution in a large building. Now looking into star topology. It is designed with each node, file, server, workstations, and peripherals connected directly to a central network hub, switch or concentrator. Data on a star network passes through the hub, switch, or concentrator before continuing to its destination. The hub, switch, or concentrator manages and controls all functions of the network. It also acts as a repeater for data flow. Advantages of star topology: easy to install, no disruptions to the network when connecting or removing devices, easy to delete faults and to remove parts. The disadvantages are: it requires more cable length than a linear topology. If the hub, switch, or concentrator fails, nodes attached are disabled. More expensive than linear bus topologies because of the cost of the hubs, etc. Ring topology. In ring topology, each node connects to exactly other nodes, forming a single continuous pathway for signals through each node, that is a ring. Data travels from node to node with each node along the way, handling every packet. Because a ring topology provides only one pathway between any two nodes. The advantages of ring topology are: it is very orderly network where every device has access to the taken and the opportunity to transmit. Performs better than a star topology under heavy network load. Can create much larger network using token ring. Does not require network server to manage the connectivity between the computers. Data is quickly transferred without a bottleneck. The transmission of data is relatively simple as packets travel in one direction only. The disadvantages are: one malfunctioning workstation or bad port in the MIU can create problem for the entire network. Data packets must pass through every computer between the senders and recipients. Therefore, This makes it slower. Moves, adds and changes of devices can affect the network. Because all stations are wired together, to add a station, you must shut down the network temporarily. Difficult to troubleshoot a ring network. Tree or expanded star topology. A tree topology combines characteristics of linear bus and star topology. It consists of groups of star configured workstations connected to a linear bus backbone cable. Tree topology allows for the expansion of an existing network and enables schools to configure a network to meet their needs. Advantages of tree topology: point-to-point wiring for individual segments, supported by several hardware and software vendors. And the disadvantages are overall length of each segment is limited by the type of cabling used. The backbone line breaks, the entire segment goes down. More difficult to configure and wire than other topologies. So after looking into various kinds of topologies, let us see the need for computer networks. Various networks within a country can be interconnected, and country networks in turn can be connected to networks in other countries with interoperability. Interoperability is the ability of diverse computers from different vendors and with different operating systems to cooperate in solving computational problems. Internet is the best example that is now widely being used in our country. The emergence of Internet, particularly the World Wide Web, as a new media of information delivery, coupled with availability of powerful hardware, software and networking technology, facilitate fast and reliable information exchange between institutions as well as support resource sharing. In present days, almost all work areas are being provided with seamless access to computer networks. Advantages of networks are many, due to which a lot of time and resources can be saved, which is very cost benefit. The below mentioned are some of the uses of the networks. Some of the advantages of the networks are file transferring and sharing of resources, speed, that means because of computer networks we can overcome the problems in sharing the resources, and we can easily share resources within a limited time. User and workgroup communication is very easily possible, and we can also store information, thus it increases the storage capacity. It also allows us to have remote access. It also helps us to manage software centrally. Just to collect quickly what we have studied during this module, let us see these points. Computer networks have components, namely nodes, transmission media, network operating system and protocols. They help in file sharing, hardware sharing, application sharing, network gaming, remote access, workgroup communication, increased storage capacity, etc. Computer networks are mainly classified into LAN, MAN and WAN on the basis of geographical distances covered by them. The Internet is at once a worldwide broadcasting capability, a mechanism for information dissemination, and a medium for collaboration and interaction between individuals and their computers without barriers of geographic location. The Internet represents one of the most successful examples of the benefits of sustained investment and commitment to the research and development of information infrastructure. Beginning with the early research in packet switching, the government, industry and academia have been partners in evolving and deploying this exciting new technology. Library and information centers have widely adapted this technology for providing various online resources and web-based information services.